Two takeaways from Saturday. Number one, winning the ground ball war. It's something UNC won 36-22, something that Joe Bresci preaches every day. Spallina, the number one recruit coming in, he's got his guy hung up at X. Now, Kurtz is going to go behind and try to get the ball, and Ty English is just going to deflect it, right? The ball's going to go on the ground, and Spallina has an option. He's right here. He's got to read. Where's this ball going to go? There's a one-on-one matchup. Two pulls for Syracuse, or for UNC, are going to go behind and try to get this ball. Paul Barnes going to come in, and he's going to strip him, scoop up the ball, and he's just going to get it up. I mean, this is something you need to have the ball if you're going to win college lacrosse games. They get this ball up, outlet it, and they end up scoring a goal on this possession. My next takeaway is stretch shooting from the outside, something that UNC does really well. Syracuse has to defend this better. Schwartz gets the ball from the box. He's just going to do a simple hitch and sweep. You're going to see it right here. He's going to sweep and go to the right. And if you're Tillman, you just have to mirror him, right? He's just going to go down here, and the Syracuse defenseman doesn't step up. If you're Tillman, you just catch it and rip it. He's going to change planes, low to high, and rip it on the goalie. This next one, again, it's just stretch shooting. He's going to get Max Rosa hung up at X. He's going to go to left and just play tic-tac-toe lacrosse. Welford's going to sit here. If you're a Syracuse defender, you got to go out, right? These UNC guys are just stretching the Syracuse defense. Tic-tac-toe lacrosse. Welford's going to change planes, high to low, finish 5-hole on the goalie. Something UNC did well, so good in the game. In a loaded ACC conference this year, starting off 1-0 is exactly what the Tar Heels needed. Yeah, Jasmine, on Wednesday night, UNC really showed how potent their offense really can be. The Heels played fast, they executed their offense well in transition, and their ball movement was on full display. This first play you're going to see with the two-man game behind with McGovern and Goldsmith and Welford. He's going to cut down. So right now you're going to see the two-man game with McGovern with the ball. Goldsmith's going to set a pick. The short stick defensive midi for high point, he's just going to throw a simple slap check, and then he's going to recover. McGovern's actually got a pull. Now, if you're these middies, you see these guys for high point, they're ball watching, right? What are you going to need to do? You need to cut behind your defender. You need to crash as the midfielder. I tell young guys trying to get recruited all the time, like, cut with a purpose, cut with the intent to score. It's how you're going to get noticed. McGovern's going to find Welford, and he's just going to put in the back of the cage. That's beautiful offense. On this second clip, you're going to see Ty English. He's a Canadian. He played club lacrosse for Edge Lacrosse. He loves to play one-handed. He's going to do a hidden ball trick with Gallagher. Gallagher, he's going to fake this, right? He's going to do a power cradle down the alley. He's going to get these guys to bite. I saw a tweet in the lacrosse world. They said these three high-point defensemen knew where the ball was, and these guys were miscommunicating. That's not what it was, right? Ty English has the ball. This is a 20, 25-yard shot. You want to give that up if you're the defense. This goalie, he's the quarterback on defense. He's going to call out the shots. If these guys don't know where the ball is, this is your quarterback, right? He's going to call out ball top right, ball top left, ball at X, ball on the wing, right? He doesn't know where the ball is. Ty English, he sees that. He's going to point. It's just too late. He's going to take like this 22-yard shot, and he's going to score. That's beautiful offense. Hidden ball trick executed perfectly.
Let's bring in our men's lacrosse analysts, Riley Kennedy and Jay Banzette. Guys.
That's right, Olivia. The men's lacrosse team has a huge matchup. First of two, we'll play them tomorrow, and then Carolina will play them here in 2 weeks. They'll get a week off. Riley, Notre Dame's got the Kavanaugh brothers. Matt played 5 or 6 years ago. The younger two, Pat and Chris, dynamic offensive duo. What makes them special?
Yeah, for Pat and Chris, right, 50 and 51 in white. I mean, these guys are just ballers, right? The offensive instincts, they're always in the right place. Their heads up, they're always spinning the ball, sit in pockets. I mean, they just seem to always make the best plays.
That's right. They grew up together. They're brothers. They get another key we'll look at. They really get after it on the ride. When you have the ball and you're trying to clear from your defense to your offense, you better look out because one of these two Kavanaugh brothers is coming, and they're coming to put the ball on the deck. And then the third thing we'll look at is their consistency.
Yeah, the consistency kind of pairs up with the offensive instincts. I mean, Chris, he's the goal scorer, and Pat, he's the assist guy. Chris has multiple goals in every game, 8 hat tricks in 9 games. And Jay, for Pat, he has multiple assists in every game. 4 out of the last 9 games, or out of all their 9 games, he's had 5+ assists.
Yeah, they're a really dynamic offensive duo. We'll take a look at some clips from their Duke game last week.
Yeah, right in this offensive set, Notre Dame's going to get a good look, right? Right on the doorstep, it's going to be safe. Watch Pat, right? He's going to go to the crease. It's a behind-the-back pass to a behind-the-back shot. I mean, Pat just seems to always be in the best spot.
The unlimited creativity. We talked about it earlier. Duke has an ideal situation. They are clearing the ball. They have gotten the ball to their short stick D-midi. Pat is going to turn it back to Chris. Wrap check, turn the ball over in midfield. They get after it in the ride. We'll speed it up here to get their offensive set. They'll swing it down near the substitution box and bring it right up the top of the screen. Alley dodge is coming. Going to swing it behind. One more pass. Find the back of the net, bottom left corner. The ride directly leads to a goal.
Right, and then on this extra man up, it's going to be Chris to Pat, and then it's going to be Pat to Chris. Pat passes right back to Chris. It's a step-down shot, extra man up. time and space.
Offside hip, money in the bank. Off the draw, Notre Dame's going to have this loose ball. This is their consistency. They don't give up. Pat has a chance now. He's got the wide open shot. He's got an even better shot for his brother. He's going to find him on the front post, and they're going to score. Notre Dame beat Duke last week in the 1v2 matchup. 3 keys to the game: offensive instincts. They've grown up together. They know each other better than anybody else does. The ride, you saw them, they get after it when they don't have the ball, and the consistency. They produce every game at an elite level. Riley, Carolina's got its hands full tomorrow.
Yeah, UNC, they just haven't seen anything like Notre Dame or the Kavanaugh brothers. They played for Virginia, but Schellenberger was out. They've played Duke. I mean, they just haven't seen anybody like this. And then for DraftKings, for you bettors out there, Notre Dame is favored by 6. Jay, what are you taking? You taking Notre Dame?
I'm taking Notre Dame -6. Like, Carolina just has struggled against ranked teams recently. That's the reality of the situation. Notre Dame in South Bend, really hard to beat. They beat number 2 Duke last week. I don't see how Carolina's going to get it done, but they've got to stop these two to be able to do it.
We have Notre Dame -6. Back to you guys. Joshua, UNC outscored Johns Hopkins 8-1 in the second half and defeated the Blue Jays on Homewood Field, which is a hard feat to do. Let's take a look at 2 plays that stood out for me from Tuesday night. The first one is unselfish offense with the 2-man game behind. Right now, you're going to see Antonio DeMarco running in from the box. What are you going to hear from the sideline? You're going to hear a bingo, bingo, bingo. What does that mean? There's a guy hot coming out of the box. Antonio DeMarco's job is just to move the defense. That first dodge in an offensive set is just to see if guys will slide. Antonio DeMarco's going to do a little split down the left alley, and he's going to get this guy to slide right here, right? That's perfect. Now he's going to set up that 2-man game behind with McGovern. McGovern's a grad student out of Bryant, and Johns Hopkins did their homework, right? Because they know he's a lefty attackman. DeMarco's going to set this pick, and both of these Johns Hopkins guys are going to bite left, right? Because they think he's left. He's going to split them, get top side, and finish right-handed, right? That's just beautiful high-Q lacrosse. But this is Antonio DeMarco's goal. Why? Because he moved the defense, and he's getting the defense non-adjusted. He's going to set this pick. McGovern's going to slip it, split right-handed, and finish top side on the goalie. Now, my next one is killing the man-up opportunity, which transitions to good offense. What does that mean? Johns Hopkins is up 6-on-4 in a man-up opportunity. Carolina's going to show a box, right? And then when this guy up top catches it, they're going to pinch to a diamond. Simple box to diamond. This guy is so valuable on offense. Why? If he has the stick in his right hand on this side, it's a quick stick, right? If his stick's in his left hand on this side, it's just simple quick stick. This guy has to be active in the middle for Johns Hopkins to be successful, right? They're just going to run a little wheel, and the hardest thing to guard for a defender is if the offense is just constantly moving, right? You're going to get guys cutting, and they're going to run a wheel on this side. Johns Hopkins, you're going to see it. He's going to be open, ready? But the stick is not in his left hand. It's in his right hand. He's going to miss it. There is a Hopkins guy in the back door, right? He's on the doorstep, but he can't finish on Krieg. Tyler Schwartz is going to get pushed in the back, and then UNC is going to switch their personnel, right? Get our pulls off, get our offensive guys. Again, what's that saying that I said? You're going to see the replay up there. It's bingo, bingo, bingo. What does that mean? DeMarco's going to come in from the box. They're just late subbing here. They're going to get their offensive personnel. What is his job, right? Like I said, just move the defense. Now he's got a shorty, right? This is an offensive player's like dream. Now for a short stick defensive midfielder, if you're getting inverted behind by a midi, this is a nightmare. If you're this attackman, what are you going to do? You can mirror DeMarco, right? But just get out of his way, right? If you're going to mirror him, just go where he goes. Just get out of his way. DeMarco sees it. He's just going to take him one-on-one. He's going to beat him top side and finish right. That slides late, and he gets the boys buzzing on the sidelines.
It feels like summer here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium. It's the Class A sectional semifinals between the rivals, the third-seeded CNS North Stars and the second-seeded Liverpool Warriors. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the North Star Network on Team One Sports. So happy to be joined once again by the North Carolina Tar Heel and CNS Lacrosse alum Riley Kennedy. I'm Johnny Lacey. Riley, Liverpool has won their last 3 against the North Stars dating back to last year's sectional semifinals. They come into this one after a big win 10 long days ago against Jamesville DeWitt. They're full of dynamic scores and a strong favorite to make it to the Class A finals. How about these Warriors, Riley?
Yeah, the Warriors look great, right? I mean, 3 50-point scores on the year. I mean, this team's elite. I mean, and they want to get to the sectional championship this year.
And on the other side, interesting season for the North Stars. They have the 3 seed, finishing the season at 6-8 and 1-7 in the SCAC Metro. They still have good scores, and they can get hot in a hurry. They haven't played in 9 days. Riley, what are your keys to success for this North Stars team to snatch an upset victory today?
I think for the North Stars, it comes down to the wars, right? The ground ball war, the war at the X. I mean, causing these turnovers on the ride, you need possessions if you're going to win the game. You need the ball, and that's what CNS needs to do to win this game.
CNS is led by veteran leaders in Lemoyne commit Ian Leahy and St. Rose commit Elijah Martin. They combined for 62 of the North Stars goals. They also have stellar goalie in Leighton Sullivan. Who catches your eye for the Stars?
Yeah, I think what you just said, it comes down to Ian Leahy, it comes down to Elijah Martin. They have guys that are hurt for CNS. It comes down to the guys that have gotten you here. Rely on those guys, and you'll come out with a victory.
Warriors have a roster full of scorers, including Aaron Clothier with 47 goals and Dominic Osbeck with 35. They also have one of the best goalies in the section in Owen Salinger with 200 saves. Riley, how key are these guys to Coach Felice's game plan?
Yeah, and like I said, it goes along with what CNS, but it goes along with Liverpool. You have to rely on your guys that have got you here. For Clothier, for Sacco, for these guys that they have guys that have scored over 50 points on the year. You have to rely on them, and you have to go for them to win this game.
Friday Night Lights is back in Cicero. Coming up next, Game 1 of our sectional semifinals doubleheader right here on Team 1 Sports. And the game is tied up.
Yeah, Molesky does a good job, right? I heard from the Liverpool bench. He's all righty. He catches his ball. He absorbs the contact and keeps running. He drifts away from the goal, but he still shoots north to south. That's a tough goal, drifting away, but still shooting north to south. Nice goal by the young buck. All right, Brady Cole with the step-down shot. Clothier is just going to pass it to him. If you're a hacker, you got to get out, right? Brady Cole, step-down shot. Time and space, that's what we say in lacrosse, time and space. If you got your hands free, let it fly. All right, Leahy to Martin. That's just one of those connections. Leahy's going to pass to Martin. Martin's kind of going to pump fake it, right? He's got time and space, gets his hands free, and that's just a step-down shot for Martin. Yeah, Martin starts off with the ball. Right, they kind of slough off, right? Finds the man in the middle, and it's a step-down shot for Pritchard. Pritchard kind of just sits in that pocket. You know, one of the things that I've seen with Liverpool is they're probably going to send a double on Martin or Leahy, right? It's CNS's best players. They're going to send doubles. If you're CNS, if you're the other guys, you know, sit in those pockets, sit in those open pockets. They'll find you. Brady Cole didn't step up on that. You know, Johnny, I was going to tell you, they played defense for a long time. Stop with the ball on offense, but Leahy switches, right? Right hand to left hand, step down shot. If you're not going to play him, respect the shooter. Leahy, second goal on the night. Mashad just cuts down, right? And they've tried this all night. Mashad cuts down. Cloutier finds him. That's a rip. I mean, Sullivan's been playing amazing all night. Sneaks one past the goalie. One goal ball game, CNS. Clothier. He's got that ball behind. That's going to be Mashad. Mashad. That's a far shot, right? That's a 10-yard shot, step-down shot. You know what, though? It's a far shot for this game, though. I'll rephrase from what I said, right? A 10-yard shot, you want that as an offensive player, but Liverpool's goals, where they've been coming 5 yards and in, right on that hash. That's where those 2-on-1 opportunities have been. I mean, that's probably the farthest shot we've seen tonight, 10 yards.
5:19 left to go. Leahy with it.
Good rocker.
Fires Ian Leahy with the hat trick.
The lefties got a hat trick tonight. That's what we call a rocker. That's a rocker shake. Leahy drives up, throws a little rocker. He doesn't fully go, right? Gets a little rocker roll. Step down shot, overhands, high to low. That's beautiful. Little rocker shaker. Clothier just sits in the middle, right? Brady Mashad has that ball behind, finds Clothier. No defenders on him. Hands free. That's a dunk. But like I said, Johnny, I mean, the farthest shot for Liverpool tonight, that's been 10 yards. That's not even a long shot in lacrosse. That was a dunk. That was 1 yard in front of the goal. I mean, that's been Liverpool's game. Get those easy goals. It's exactly what I was talking about, right? If you got guys hung up at X and you send 2 behind, I mean, that's just a boom, boom. Sacco, step down shot, 6 yards. Now, if you send 2 for CNS, you got to recover quick because that's 2 passes, and that's a goal by Sacco.
Spring has sprung here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium. It is a beautiful afternoon for lacrosse as the CNS North Stars open up their season against the General Brown Lions from the Frontier League. So happy that you have joined us this afternoon. We are so happy to have CNS lacrosse alum and North Carolina broadcasting student Riley Kennedy. I think our lacrosse knowledge just probably tripled or quadrupled this afternoon. I'm Johnny Lisi, so happy to be with you. Now, Riley, the North Stars have never played General Brown before. But General Brown, they already played 2 games before. They won against South Jefferson and lost their last game to Watertown. How can the Lions come into Michael J. Bragman Stadium and sneak away with a win?
Yeah, Johnny, I think, for General Brown, you just need to play composed, right? Play your brand of lacrosse. Every team has a brand. I think get the ball movement, get your matchups, and I think really just come in here and just really stay composed.
It's going to be a tough task for the Lions from the Frontier League. They haven't come down to Section 3 SCAC in a long time, and that was in 2018 against Liverpool. Now on the other side, the first game of the season for the North Stars. This is a mostly new roster. They lost a lot of key players, such as Mason Blakeman, one of their top scorers, who you played with, Peter Carter in goal, but they still have top scorers, Ian Leahy and Mason Cicerelli. I spoke to Ian before the game. He says he's ecstatic to be back playing under the lights here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium. Now, how can the North Stars get a good non-league win and start off the season 1-0?
Yeah, I think, historically for CNS, they come in, they do play those non-conference games right out the gate. I think for them, again, this is your first game of the season. Trust your training, trust your coaching staff. Move the ball, like I said, find your matchups, and really just go to your star players.
Yeah, and now, Riley, General Brown led by freshman Luke Dupuis early in scoring this season. They have some solid goal scorers. Who catches your eye for the General Brown Lions?
Yeah, I think, like you said, Luke Dupuis, I think he has 4 goals and 2 assists coming in. He's a freshman. This is his first season. This is a different style of lacrosse, right? When you get to Central New York, really, right in the SCAC, it's just a different brand of lacrosse. I think, for him, just stay composed. This is the first time you're going to play against CNS, the only time you're going to play CNS, just move the ball around, find your matchups.
And on the other side for Coach Wilbur and the North Stars, they have some solid goal scorers in Mason Cicerelli, Ian Leahy, Elijah Martin. But how crucial are these guys' success for the North Stars?
Yeah, Ian Leahy, he's a dominant all-state player, left-handed. I got a chance to kind of play with him when he was younger. Mason Cicerelli, I think he kind of got gypped last year. I think he should have been an all-state player. Those two really, combined together, and I think, like I said, just, find your brand of lacrosse and just really go at it.
Now, what a game it's going to be. We are at about a beautiful 65 degrees here. We're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Joe Seidman, in just a few moments when we come back. And it's General Brown and CNS on a beautiful Saturday here in Cicero, New York. And Riley, Coach Wilbur, what does he have to do to win with his North Stars today?
Coach Wilbur is one of the best coaches. I got to actually play for his coaching staff my senior year. Comes from Onondaga Community College, where honestly he's arguably one of the best college coaches, in the game. For him, I think it's just like I said, in the open, rely on your training. For these guys that have played in these situations before, rely on those guys, right? Like I said, find your matchups. You're going to hear me say that so much. That means find, the weak links in the defense. Every defense has a weak link. You have to find that. You have to expose that. You have to attack and score goals.
And what about on the other side for Coach Andrew Derwin? Their top scorer right now is a freshman attack, Luke Dupuis, 4 goals and 2 assists. How important is it for him to have a hot start, to continue that hot start?
Yeah, confidence is everything in lacrosse, especially when you're a freshman. You get that call up from junior varsity. I mean, that means everything. You have to go out there and you have to prove why you belong on this field. Johnny, that's what we call time and space. Cy Lieberman had that time, right? He had that space to take that step-down shot, put that low at bounce, get a couple steps closer, right, if the defense isn't closing out on you. I would like to see a little change planes there. What does that mean? Go low to high, right? That was a little low to low shot. Like it, right? Like that thaw. Change planes, right? Put it up top. Maybe you'll score. The best time to shoot is when the ball's unsettled. Ball's bouncing around, right? Guys are trying to read it. Where's the ball going to go? He picks that up, right? That's Ganser, right? If you pick that up, look up, shoot it. Time and space. I like that switch to Elijah Martin on attack. We'll go back to that for a second. Right? He was a two-way player last year in all of his years that he's played. He knows how to play defense, right? A lot of guys in high school don't want to ride the ball. They don't want to ride it and get it back. Elijah Martin's used to playing defense. You know, that kind of rewards him more. There's a more reward to get the ball back. You only have to run to the 50, get that ball, and, you know, go play offense. I love that, right? Cicerelli sets that pick. That's the two-man games behind. I mean, that's what you do at the collegiate level, right? That's what good high school teams do. Cicerelli sets that pick. Elijah Martin kind of slips it, right? Uses it, goes around the right side, gets top side, takes those extra steps, finds it, and finishes it. That's Malecki's goal, right? Why? He picked up that ball. He's looking open space. Bang, bang, right? That's tic-tac-toe lacrosse. Get it to Elijah Martin. Elijah Martin throws a couple pump fakes with the goalie, makes him bite, finishes. Step down.
Fires in! Elijah Martin scores anyway. 4 for the North Stars, 4 for Elijah Martin.
If nobody plays you, step down and shoot it. I mean, that's just amazing. Step down shot for Elijah Martin. I mean, that's... Johnny, I'll tell you something interesting. I saw Tavon Hunt was covering Elijah Martin, right? I like that. Take the best player for CNS out of the picture, condense the game, then it goes to a 5-on-4, not a 6-on-5. That's fine. But if you're going to stay with him, you have to stay with him wherever he goes. They didn't stay with him. They got lost. Step down shot Elijah Martin all day. 4 goals. Right, Cicerelli comes around that right side. Leahy's just sitting there, right? That's quick stick. I mean, that's even better than quick stick. That's like a hockey goal. Tapping it in with a goal. Good heads-up play. Leahy's just going to keep running down. He's going to catch that ball, and he's going to finish. Cut downhill. Have your head up. Guys will find you. Again, the thing that CNS is getting beat on is those cuts downhill. Watch as Hunt just comes down, catches the ball, and scores, right? Gets underneath the CNS defense. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's a 6-6 ball game. If you can't beat your guys one-on-one, you better have off-ball cutters. Devine just in a beautiful position right here. Slips it, scores. I mean, this is exactly – this is how you play lacrosse. This is, like I said, find your brand of lacrosse. If your brand of lacrosse is hold it, get guys hung up at X, get guys crashing down, then do that. 6-6 ball game. I'll tell you why he lost that ball. When you dodge too close to your defender, that rewards the defense. It's hard to dodge that close. You have to dodge within a space. Give yourself a couple steps. That's the hardest thing to teach young guys. What do I say? Dodge, re-dodge, and dodge again. He dodges behind, re-dodges here, dodges again, right? If you have your matchup and you know you can beat your matchup one-on-one, keep dodging. Right? Guys will get open. Guys will find you. Leahy scores.